What's up, y'all? It's the Average Consumers here with another video. So today we have a clip from 8 at the Table, I believe is what the podcast is called. So it's a panel of about 4 people, and they talk about different topics, and I guess this in this clip here they're relating it to like instance in their story. So this clip that's been going viral is of this girl, and she's about to talk about some things on returning, I guess, gifts, or not gifts, but like basically if you should still be sponsoring a girl after things go left or things go sour. So we're just gonna get into it.
Had a guy get me a Benz before and put me in a loft space and, set my whole life up differently than what it was normally. And I feel like if you brought me to like this level, and then we didn't work out, but we're still friends, we didn't have beef and no one cheated. It was just didn't work out. But I still, I wasn't going to move from my space because it didn't work out. I wasn't going to give him back my car because I'm not going to downgrade my lifestyle because me and you are no longer together. And I just feel like if you put me in this space and that was under your budget, then what's the difference now? You know what I mean?
You were my girlfriend. I was fucking you.
Yeah, but I
was fucking you.
I just feel, yeah, but I personally.
That's the answer right there. The conversation doesn't have to go any further. Like, you're saying you're not gonna give your car back. You're not gonna move out the loft. You're not gonna go back to your old lifestyle. you're no longer in a relationship. So if I'm paying your car note, what, I'm supposed to keep paying it for you after we break up? Like, and it's just like she's just saying it so confidently. It's like, I don't know. Like, what do y'all think so far?
This joint gotta be fake, because you can't say something that confidently on a podcast like that. I mean, how did they do these things back then? And the reason why I'm asking that question is like, she's obviously not a modern woman, and back then I assumed that once you have some type of relationship for a woman, you have to take care of her. I believe that's how they did it back then. That's the reason why I asked you guys.
It sounds like you're talking about marriage. I mean, that's the only way I can see it, because whatever you're talking about does not exist outside of marriage.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. But I'm just saying, like,
so if you want the perks of being married, then stay with your man and marry him. Simple as that.
This type of mentality is kind of rare. I want to say it's rare, but like, what could make a woman think this way in the first place? I mean, obviously she knows that this mentality is not popular. So,
I mean, women can say anything.
She has to have a legitimate reason for her to be saying something like that, though.
There's no consequence for, like, women are consequence free. They can go on the internet and say anything. Like, we know that.
Which is true.
I'll keep playing though. It looked like you had something to say. I'm not sure though.
I mean, I just feel like she's saying all that stuff is hers. It's just like, it's not yours.
Right. You didn't pay for it.
You did absolutely. You did. I'm not gonna say she didn't put in no work, but like, she didn't put in much work in order to get this lifestyle of hers. It's just like somebody pay for it.
Really feel like no, I'm not moving.
But see, what he did was this though. He gave you the upgrade, but part of that upgrade is because you're with me.
Yeah.
You understand? So let me just go though. So we didn't work out, me and you dating. You feel me? So I'm supposed to keep paying your loft and keep paying your Benz. Now I get it. You're a true boss if you do that, and that's the vibe we're getting. But
yeah, peep his mannerisms when he's saying that. He's not being serious when he's saying that. He's basically trying to say, like, today's, you hear a lot about, like, girls on the internet will try and, like, condition men to think that that's what real men do. Like, oh, a real man is going to still pay for me and make sure that I'm secure and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Even though I'm no longer with him, he's no longer having sex with me. Like, just nonsensical things.
If she was smart, she should have got pregnant. She was smart, in my opinion.
I mean, hey.
No, it's just I'm not moving, and you're gonna have to deal with it. Either way, you have to pay
stay with me.
She said, "I'm just not moving. Either way, you're gonna have to deal with it." What does that mean?
This gotta be fake. Oh my goodness.
I mean, okay.
Sorry.
Maybe he does have to deal with it because if he's put the payment on his name and maybe it's going to affect his credit if he stops payment, then yeah, I guess he does have to deal with it. But that doesn't mean that you have to be the occupant of that home. It could be vacant. It can be vacant and I'll still pay for it. But you're not going to be in it. That's the bottom line.
What did she do that made him feel so moved to get her a house and a car?
I mean,
Bro,
probably was just flexing. You know, that's
Bro,
like
it's
you
both of
talked
the-
about that a couple times before. You was like, oh, niggas who got money just want to spend it just to
Yeah.
show that they can do it, whatever.
But he probably did it for a bigger reason. He probably seen something that he probably he obviously looked at her as wife material. That's his fault too. It's both of their faults.
I mean,
Come
yeah.
on, bro. He was doing. Remember, you always talking about some. I think you always said if you're not having sex with a girl, then there's no reason for you to be doing all the. I forgot how you said it though, but you were trying. I think you were trying to say that when you're having sex with a girl, you tend to want to do other stuff for her. Is that how you put it?
No,
'Cause that's not how it went, right?
I don't think that's how it went.
No. You said we were talking. Remember, bro? We had that conversation.
I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about when I said like when you're giving a girl your okay, like when you're giving a girl attention,
Yeah.
like for example, let's say you're on FaceTime with a girl at night
Yeah.
or whatever, and you're telling her things like you're talking about things like kind of like trying to advise her in a way of like how to go.
Yeah.
It's kind of
You're-
like
you're grooming her,
You're
yeah.
grooming her,
Yeah.
even though in your head you might not have feelings for this girl,
Mm-hmm.
but she's going to kind of think that you probably do have some interest in her because why are you trying to tell her what's good for her
Yeah.
if you're not, you know what I mean?
Uh huh.
So
So do you feel like it's both of their faults though?
of course
Okay. Yeah.
it's always gonna be, you know, both people's fault.
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah.
If not, go see what's out there.
Oh, so then if that's the case, so you
Yeah.
want me to stay with you for these items and use you basically?
Not for them. If you
But
want to live like this, it comes with being with.
How do you just dumb it down to that?
Hold up, but I have a question to ask you. Like, you know how we don't like how modern women conduct themselves, right? Is she really saying something bad though, in a sense? Because like, that's how women were back then.
Bro, she's not anybody's wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the point.
Yeah, I think that's
all that
what.
matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all that matters. If you're not my wife, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, we can even debate on whether that should still be the way it is, but you're not anybody's wife. You're no longer giving him access. I mean, I don't know. Is he still hitting? Because for you to be talking like this, talking about, oh, he just got to deal with it, this, and that. What is he getting from you? that you got to be getting something from him. If I'm still doing that, I'm getting something for you. You better be on your knees, pleasing me, doing what you got to do, cook for me, whatever, while you living in my space. Like, you're not about to just get something for free.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right,
And that's part of what I'm saying. Like, when the guys give women attention,
Mm-hmm.
it's because they want something in return most of the time. That's why it's like that whole grooming thing that I was talking about. Like, why are you giving her your time if you don't want anything in return? You know? So, yeah.
To me.
Okay, so then you would prefer a woman to just stay with you for her items and her lifestyle. My lifestyle is now contingent. My current new lifestyle that you upgraded me to is now contingent on me being in a relationship with you, and that's the only way I can have it in this moment. Then
Yes.
what
Then you
stops
should,
me
then you
from
should
just
get married
staying with
then,
you
Jazz.
for that?
Then, Jazz, you want him to keep your lifestyle up, keep paying your bills, keep you on that same upgraded level. No, you were dating a man that had money, so dating him came with a lifestyle. But if we not working and our love is dead, I don't owe you to keep paying your car note and
You're
your
not
mortgage.
entitled.
I'm not entitled to. Now, if I'm that rich, then okay. But
Still not entitled.
really,
Still no. Even if
Yeah,
I'm that
of
rich,
course.
what's that mean? Because even if I'm that rich, I still need something in return. And if I'm getting nothing in return, you get nothing from me.
Basically, that isn't really my job. You should find you a man like me and upgrade to him and keep your
But
lifestyle.
that takes time. So I just feel like if someone had me on a certain pedestal, you're not just because we no longer working, you're not just gonna rip the pedestal from me.
Yes, I am. That's your punishment.
She sounds like a kid.
Stupid.
Like, or I'm gonna feel a type of way and just as petty and ruin them things. I'm gonna ruin the car. I'm gonna trash the house.
Sponsor you until you move on.
Not until I move on, but give me, until I
need more time.
Give her a grace period. Oh, she's so stupid, man. Fuck out of here, man. You talking about? Oh, yeah. Sponsor me until I move on and find somebody better than you. What?
Isn't that what she should be doing? While, like, if she can read the room, like things aren't gonna work out. Shouldn't she just be monkey branching anyway?
I mean, that's what most girls do. I mean, cause let's be real, most women who I guess do feel like their partner is not worth them, then they'll start finding the next guy while they're still with the guy. So maybe the way this happened is the bull broke up with her. He's like, oh, she's useless. Like he probably, I mean,
They probably just cut all communication instead of saying like I'm done with you or anything. Just
hey, sometimes you got to, but it's like the way that if this is her mentality, I could tell that she's one of those girls that just focus so much on her looks and looking good than actually being somebody that's worth keeping around. Like y'all might have been, yeah, he might have did all those things and you might have thought, oh, maybe he thinks I'm the one, that's why he's doing all these things, but he probably was just, maybe he felt like that's what he had to do, that's the price he had to pay to bomb. And once he did that, it's like, well, I mean, maybe he cuffed her for a little bit, but after a while it's like, okay, you don't really add any value to my life. Like I could easily find a bad bitch.
She can
if that's all you are.
Too. My fault. She can easily find another nigga too.
She can't easily find another nigga that is that nigga, because men have to become who they are. Women are born with their value. A man has to grow into his value, become that man. So it's like a dime a dozen. But if I have to go and work to become who I am, no, there's not a lot of Kanye West. No matter how you want to say it, there's not a lot of Lil Baby. There's not a lot of Lil Uzi. There's not a lot of none of these niggas, because all these niggas are unique and they've worked their way to be where they are. So no, they're not as easily replaceable as a bad bitch. So you're saying that, I get what you're saying. Yeah, she could find another nigga, of course. Of course. There's a whole lot of niggas that would want to have fun with her. But how many are going to give her what she wants at the end of the day? Let's say it's marriage. Mm-hmm. Then it becomes a different thing, because this is not, I mean, that's not a wife, at least from what I've seen just now. So I get your point, but let's just not try to give that message to the viewers like, oh yeah, he's just as replaceable as her. No, he's not.
I like because you looked at me and then you looked at Wayne.
I'm waiting for one of y'all to jump in.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It was really too much to say about this video. Like, I don't know who could, besides a woman who thinks like her, I don't know who can really support what she was trying to say.
I think
her mentality is also on the extreme. I don't know if they have a label for that. I guess you can say lazy woman. There's modern woman, and there's lazy woman, and there's woman in the middle. But that type of thinking, I've never experienced something like hear something like that.
So a lot of another thing is, a girl like that, okay, you're saying he upgraded your lifestyle. So what did you do to adapt to your new situation?
What do you mean by that?
So he upgrades your lifestyle. Now, what are you doing to make sure that if all goes left, you can keep that lifestyle up? You should have been
being pretty,
either
being
because if he's buying you a Benz, paying you a loft, I'm sure he's giving you some allowance too. So at the end of the day, what are you doing with that allowance? Are you just buying bags and shit, or are you actually trying to invest in yourself so that you can maybe have a business or something going on? That way, if the situation ends, you can still pay that car note, you can still pay your rent and all that, because you should not be thinking that he's still gonna do it for you if he's not getting anything from you. That's not logical.
The problem was, like you said it before, like she was trying to get all the marriage perks, but by not being committed, like by not being married. So.
But even in a marriage, if I marry a woman and I upgrade her lifestyle, she's still gonna be doing something to now build us up.
Yeah, like being a housewife.
No. I mean, yeah, she could be a housewife, but I think most girls in our generation don't just want to sit down at home.
I mean, of course.
They might want to do something like sell lashes,
no,
cosmetics,
but look though, they like when we're talking about these type of situations, like girls will say they want to work. I mean, there's a lot of women in this generation that want to be productive, but what's the point? That's a whole different thing though. But like, women tend to if we're engaged, boyfriend or girlfriend, I mean husband and wife, we're married, and like you're basically going to spend my money and not spend your money. Mm-hmm. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I don't really know too much about like how like marriage and all that stuff is supposed to work. It is kind of confusing a bit, but she's still wrong at the end of the day. I just think that if she was married, mm-hmm. then her message wouldn't be too bad.
Well, she's not though.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. She wants the marriage perks, bro.
We don't need to talk about the hypotheticals. Yes, these are marriage perks. Sorry, like at the end of the day,
yeah, and he didn't give her a kid.
And even though we're saying that these are marriage perks, this does not mean go get a nigga to marry you and then leave just so that you can be set for the rest of your life. Like, no, that's not the point. Don't get married just for perks. You get married for the purpose of building love and all that other stuff. So yeah, don't get married for a check. And cause it's like people, they like to take the good parts and run with it. So
yeah, you're right, bro.
But yeah, it's like this, when I see something like that, and I think I actually responded to the tweet. I quoted the tweet and said, like, it's really just a very loud minority. Like, I even in the group chat that this was sent to me, I said that too. I'm like, the loud minority is just very loud. Like, let's not be naive to think that there's a plethora. I mean, there's a plethora of women who think like that, mm-hmm. but this is not the majority's mindset, because it's literally does not make sense. So the loud minority like overtakes the silent majority, because the silent majority just doesn't care enough to speak on it. Like,
because it's balanced.
Like the women who don't think like that, they don't care enough to be like, oh, woman, don't think like this. Like, they're just like, oh, that's her. Okay. Like, that's how most women are. It's like, oh, if they see one being ratchet in the public, like just embarrassing herself, they gonna be like, oh, you know what? Go ahead, sis. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
But you go ahead, rather than like a guy or something, like if you my man and I see that you're not taking care of your kids, I'm going to talk to you about that. But if we're females and let's say you have a kid by somebody that you don't even know, it might be between 4 guys that's the baby dad, and I'll just be like, oh, well, I wouldn't do that, but I mean, good for you, congrats, like, you're having a kid. Like, I'm not gonna tell you about yourself. That's what women do. They just know that they're not gonna do that and let other people do it, rather than giving them the right way and say, hey, you know, you should be moving a little bit different, you know. And I do think that is somewhat detrimental. But I like how the woman on this video with the red hair, I believe, checked her in the beginning, like, that was because I'm not having sex with you anymore, and we're no longer together. You were my girl, that's why I was taking care of you. But now that you're not, you lose your privilege. As simple as that. Like, what makes you feel like you're still entitled to that? Like, did this guy tell you that, oh, I got you forever no matter what? I mean, some guys do be saying that. They be like, oh, no matter what, I got you forever. It's cap. It's cap. It's the same thing when niggas be such great fathers to their kids. If they're co-parenting, and a lot of times when the nigga sees you move on, he does not want to take care of that kid anymore. He's like, all right, that's that nigga kid. Since you moving on, that's that nigga kid. I'm not taking care of the kid no more. Because men are territorial. So, yes, you might be my baby mom, maybe you weren't my wife, but that's still my stamp on you. And once you let another nigga put his imprint on you, I don't care nothing. I don't want nothing to do with you no more. That's how a lot of men are.
For sure.
Because that's just in our nature. Like, we're territorial and jealous. So, you know, I'm gonna just keep it a bean. Like, that's why I don't want to be engaged in that lifestyle of having baby moms, because I know if my baby mom start messing with another nigga, I'm not gonna be happy about that. Like, what? Even if I moved on, I don't want you to move on. No, stay stuck on me.
Wait,
and be for me.
Repeat that again?
Even if I move on, my baby mother better not mess with no other nigga. It's the same. Having multiple baby moms is literally the same concept as having multiple wives. You don't want another man touching your wife. Simple as that. You laughing? It's real shit.
I'm gonna jot that one down.
Am I wrong?
No. I can't believe you said that. But, I mean, yeah, it's true. Like, if you impregnated a woman and then she moves on with another man, you'll feel some type of way about that.
Unless it was like an accident, like, oh, you really ain't wanna, like, maybe you was hitting the ugly John, you put the bag over her head, and then you slipped up and nothing there, and she didn't want to get the abortion. You gave her all the bread though. You gave her 3 times the amount for abortion, and she still said, no, I'm keeping it. I want to have your baby. Then yeah, I could see that, you know, you don't give a fuck because you like whatever. But if it's a joint that you intentionally dumped in, and you like, yeah, I want to get her pregnant, no, you're not gonna be happy about her moving on. You look like you think about something, but you trying to formulate your words.
I'm trying to. How does that correlate to this? What you just said? It
because
felt like a tangent.
Well, we were just talking about like the whole moving on thing. Like, if we're no longer together. I mean, oh, because we're talking about the marriage thing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, whatever. But yeah. I guess that's the end of the video, guys. So let us know in the comment section below what y'all think on this topic. Also, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more, and we'll see you guys next video.